Hey everybody, it's Gary Lucas. It's Saturday. It's a new setup here. I've got this thing on this phone resting on a cork basis. I don't know if it's going to improve the sound. People were sort of happy with the sound last time, but I have the windows open today because it's so glorious. It really feels like late spring now, and it's merely the end of March, so that's probably good, although they're talking about a roasting summer here, which would be unbearable. But anyway, I prefer it to freezing. Okay. Now that's a piece, I wrote this in staying with my old friend, Ellie Medeiros. Great old friend, Ellie. You may have heard of her internationally because she's been in many films. She's had a prominent career as an actress, but she was also a French pop star and actually was picked out on the boulevard by Malcolm McLaren, who was in Paris at one time, because she was so stylishly dressed. and he noticed her, and he was getting together punk rock as we knew it, or as we first heard about it, with the Sex Pistols, and he was planning on a big punk show in London at the 100 Club. So just upon meeting her and talking to her and finding out that she had a group, I guess he figured the way she was dressed, that she had a group, and indeed she was in a band called Stinky Toys. He invited her to co-headline, all the way from Paris, the Stinky Toys with the Sex Pistols, the Clash, the Damned, Subway Sect, an early collaboration between Susie Sue and Sid Vicious, I believe, doing the Lord's Prayer. Anyway, it was a two-nighter and an infamous event. I wrote something about it in the review of a new biography of Malcolm McLaren, so you can find out more about it. But anyway, I was in Ellie's flat in Paris, just staying over on a visit, and I just started composing on the guitar, which is the best way I know of doing it. I just picked it up and moved my fingers around, and this thing emerged. And I had that, and then over the years added parts to it until it became the full-blown instrumental that I later gave to a good singer, great singer, Jan Close, in a collaboration along with an old friend who I'd worked with years ago at CBS Records, Dan Beck. And we did a three-way songwriting session. And out of this emerged a song called Mary Magdalene, which was about the horrific effects of Hurricane Sandy on the area. I can well recall staring out the window. I have a photo, too. I don't know. Somehow I was able to get the window open before a huge blast of air just shut him. And then the power went down on that Sunday night where Sandy hit. But sometime I'll have to post a picture because it's pretty fucking ominous. Anyway, we did this, of course, later, but the devastation still remains in areas of New York, particularly. It might still... There are areas of the Jersey coastline which are washed away for good, and elsewhere. And anyway, this was a song about the firemen in a community east of here, and their brave efforts to try and save, as many civilians as possible during the flooding that ensued. And you can check it out on an album called Lucas Close. That was the billing of the group, Gary Lucas and Jan Close. And the name of the album is Stereopticon, which derives from an actual device I inherited from my father, and I have it over on the shelf somewhere. I'll bring it down and show you. But it was like an early version of what we had known in the 50s when I was growing up as Viewmasters, whereby you put in a disc which had a double slide of the same image from a slightly different angle. And when you would hold it up and look through the lens, you would get kind of a 3D stereoscopic image because of the way the eye works with the mind. And the mind kind of papers over the cracks between the two images, and suddenly the thing has a dimensionality. Early virtual reality, folks, which is something I haven't really checked too deeply into, but I guess I'm going to have to sooner or later. But anyway, check out this record, Stereopticon. I know it's still available online. There was a limited run of CDs. But I think, as far as writing in a pop idiom, mainly based on my acoustic guitar pieces, this one will stand. I think the songwriting, everybody's efforts contributed to making it a very successful album. It was unfortunately not that widely reviewed, although thank you, Mike Barnes, who loved it and gave a review in Mojo of 4 stars, as I recall. Yeah, I don't forget these things. Anyway, check it out. And who knows, but as soon as we can start all working together again as musicians, hopefully sooner than later, we definitely want to do stuff with Jan. I had a 40-year show that was scheduled for May 1st at Le Poisson Rouge here, which sadly got tabled due to the pandemic. But things are opening up, a little bit here and there. I do know that a friend of mine, Mercedes Ferrer, great Spanish singer, who I first met in Mexico City and worked with her, recorded with her. She just did a gig in Madrid, I believe, at a club. So, who knows? Stranger things have been known to happen. And what can I tell you? But that, here, I just picked up, I'm an inveterate, what would you say, bibliophile. So, I've been reading a lot about this hot Argentinian female writer, hot in the sense of everybody is writing about her, Mariana Enriquez. Here she is. I believe that's her. Yeah. And this is Things We Lost in the Fire, which has been described as, by the Financial Times, full of claustrophobic terror. Oh, my kind of writer. Mesmerizing, hits with the force of a freight train. Phenomenal, blah, blah, blah. Guardian. An utterly brilliant measure of deep existential terror. There's that word, terror. Don't we have enough terrorism? No, I'm really looking forward to reading her work. I'm a big fan of Latin American literature, as I might have mentioned, and particularly Argentinian literature. For instance, Silvina Ocampo, a great writer. And the male writers in the last 100 or so years are no slouches either, particularly Borges. What can I say? There is a new book, a supposed memoir of going on a journey with Borges by an American writer, which was just denounced as a fraud in the Times Literary Supplement, which it's a peculiar thing is to invent a memoir which could be, I don't know. I'm interested in reading more about that. Julio Cortázar, also a great writer. In fact, Blow Up is based, the film Blow Up of Antonioni is based kind of loosely on a short story that he did of the same name. Anyway, there are many, and I'd like to read more of them, but there's just so much time, too little of it in the world. We did that last time, right? So here's the acoustic version of Mojo. Well, that was a medley of all sorts of stuff mixed up and edited on the spot. Like that, I like to roll these days. Thank you, Downtown Music Gallery, Bruce, for plugging my live stream again, although I do a lot of songs, if you know the songs, but I stretch them out. And next time it'll be mostly improvisational work done with the electric guitar in the other setup, because I like to change things up. And I hope everybody is well and hanging in there. We're just rolling along with one tragedy after another, but that doesn't concern you. But if you do think of it and you have some spare thoughts and coins, please do visit my virtual tip jar. And what can I say? It is a beautiful day. There's not a lot stirring out here in the West Village, which is kind of how we like it. But those jackhammers will be resuming any minute shortly, I'm sure. And that's about it. Okay, big hugs. And love to see you guys again here, same time, same place, 3 p.m. on Tuesday. Have a great rest of the weekend. Love you guys. Take care.